What's up, TikTok?
Hey! This Tammy, chaos coordinator.
I'm here with my mom.
Dakota, let's get straight into it.
What's up?
Let's talk about your, I guess he's an ex-boyfriend now.
He was never my boyfriend.
What? That's not what the flower said.
Anyway, we can get into it.
Anyway, I told you, and I told you.
What'd you tell me?
He was looking for a green card.
Okay.
And
well,
I knew he was not a lawyer. He was a lying wannabe lawyer.
Well, but you were so nice to him, and everybody was so nice to him.
Yeah, because, compared to what you had brought in here.
Well, let me give you more context about that.
Okay, whatever.
So, I met him on Tinder. And on Tinder, he says he was a personal, he was an attorney, up to that. And so, we went out. Everything gave me the vibe that he was an attorney. There was nothing that was, at first, right? The conversation, for context.
He works in a law firm.
For context, I was a banker. I've been doing professional white-collar work for a long time. So I'm really used to what that looks like and what it would sound like. And I have lots of friends with great lawyers. So I'm like, okay, look like a lawyer, talk like a lawyer. I had no reason to think anything was wrong.
But he didn't walk like a lawyer.
Met with him the first time. We went out to a restaurant. He was very nice, well-spoken, mannerable. Took me out to go with his coworkers and described himself as like, well, I manage them. I'm the attorney over them. We're just going out to celebrate some wins that we've had at the law firm. Go out there. We do that. Had a great time. Had a great time.
He bought it.
And there was no red flag. I was meeting his coworkers from the very beginning. We go on a second date. And this is where the red flag started to show because we did like an arcade kind of thing and it was fun and we were having a good time. And then he asked me, he said like, we're getting pretty intense in some of the conversation. And he was like, so what would you say if I wasn't a lawyer? And I was just like, he was like, do you want to, no, the way he said, do you just want to date me because I'm a lawyer? And listen, I'm going to be honest with you. Hell yes, part of the reason why I choose to date somebody is because of their career. And they should choose to date me because of my career too. I'm successful. They should look around and see that things are, they should look around and see that things are successful. That's the place you want to be. I do the same thing with other people. You should like them, but I also think for a long-term marriage, hey, look, I like you is great, but that's not paying our bills and that's not going to pay for our kids' tuition, all this other stuff. I want a life, so I'm going to need you to have some money. So I was excited. I was like, oh, I found a guy. He's a good guy, lawyer, blah, blah. Kept hanging out. Eventually brought him over here.
Brought him home.
Brought him
he
here.
He said he was a lawyer.
And you met him and you all thought he was a lawyer.
Well, wait a minute. No. We thought because that's what you told us.
And that's what he told you.
No.
He said that he was a lawyer too. Here, he's like, as an attorney.
Asked him.
You never asked him. But he said, as an attorney, I know how to go toe to toe with you. Because you kept saying, oh, you need somebody who can go toe to toe with you. You need somebody, and you were like, I think I might be your match. And he was like, well,
I think.
And he was like, because I'm an attorney. The point is, he was everybody was convinced that he was an attorney because he was saying
because of him
and because of what the actions and how
because of him
and what it was giving with the actions.
Because he's private and he's 006. He investigated everything.
But
then
kept going, and honestly, I still hadn't seen. But they started to give me question marks. Is look, if you're an attorney, you're making money, and I think he also had a side business, so he was still making money. But some weird things started to happen that had me like, Like one day he was like, Dave, I had a really hard day, so could you order my Uber to your house? I was like, what?
What?
And I was like, okay. He was like,
and you did it.
I was like, okay, because he bought things for me all the time too, so I didn't think about it too much. At first, it was like buying. He was making it seem. He was like, you could just take. He told my uncle one time, he said, you could just take my credit card and just go do something. He told me he was gonna buy you first class flights to India.
He ain't buy shit. Next.
But anyway, so I mean, he legit. I'm serious. This kept going and going. Then I think the first times I started to get like a weird vibe is like we went to, in these kind of law firms, basically there's like an intake department, like where people basically intake customers. And we were hanging out with the folks from the intake department a lot. So I was like, he said he was the managing attorney over the intake department. So anyway, whatever. So we went to a person's a house to like hang out, and it was all intake people, and I get that, but like at some point you're gonna hang with attorneys too. And then when we started to talk about the specifics of the job, some people were like, somebody who was like in this kind of role, was like, I think you could be like the next version of me. And I was like, next version of you, but you're not an attorney.
First time.
And he was not on the website ever. I had looked on the website. He was not on the website. And other red flags I saw were like, he was like, hey, like he kept watching our videos and he was like, oh, we should we could have a TikTok page together. I was like, why didn't I do that? Like, that's weird to talk about the first day. Then he was talking about how he was like thinking about the content, and he was talking about how he had a whole bunch of things he was saying. I guess my question is like, I'm skeptical about whether he's a lawyer. I don't know for sure that he's not or is.
No, he's not a lawyer.
I don't know for sure that he's not or is.
We do know. We do know.
But,
and we do know that he's after that green card.
But we can get into that in a second. But I'm wanting to now reach out to somebody from his job who I know as a mutual and ask this person, hey, is he actually an attorney? Because I feel like I'm getting so many mixed vibes about what's going on, and it's making me super distant from him because I'm just like, what the fuck? I don't want to be hated. Like, I'm like, dude, you just be lying for no reason. And so, you know,
Can I say something?
Sure.
He sent us some flowers. I think it was about 3 purple roses in there. I said, damn, he broke the bank. I said, why would he
You really are a mess.
No, I said, why would he send 3 roses up in here?
I thought it was sweet because I was like, I never get flowers. Every time it's like always your patients sending you flowers. So I was like, nobody sent me anything. And I was
they
like,
send me stuff
sweet.
all the time.
Well, he signed it on the back of your boyfriend, and it was a little bit.
Are you his boyfriend?
No, and the boyfriend thing is a little bit weird because he had asked me to be his boyfriend, and I was like, well, I need to meet your family first. Then I met his family. He never asked me again. And now all of a sudden we're boyfriend. And he's posting things on Instagram all the time, like, oh, he's posting things now. He's like, oh, you know, when somebody like leaves you behind, and just like woe is me and all the gaslighting. I'm like, dude, you're literally like, I think you're like a liar. So anyway, guys,
he was starting talking about marriage too soon for me. I said to Dakota, I said, sus.
Well, he did start.
No, wait a minute. I said, sus. I think he after a green card. I said, those things cost some money.
Well,
point blank, period, with it.
I'm just glad because I think
I had a friend reach out to me when we was on our vacation, talking about, you know, hey, can I say? Meanwhile, I'm gonna bring my brother over here in December, and can you help us out? I said, do what? I said, what's the favor? Can you, you know, he needs to get married. I said, $3 million. I ain't heard no more.
Well, yeah.
Point
anyway,
blank, period, whatever.
There's more to this narrative, but I'll talk about it more later. I'm just curious. Curious if people would go, if it was you, would you go and ask his coworkers? I feel like that starts to get a little bit on the weird side. Would you go ask his coworkers if he's actually a lawyer?
You did already.
I'm cutting this out of the video. It's a multi-part video.
Oh, okay.
You have to stop.
Okay, I didn't realize that. Okay.
Okay, let me keep going. So I'm curious what you all think. Would you go to his coworker?
Immediately.
Well, I'm tempted.
Immediately.
You all tell me what you think.
Immediate.